Hello, in this video I've got some exciting news for us console players. We finally have a somewhat combat metrics add-on in our repertoire now. So let's get into it because I know this is pretty exciting. This is something I've been waiting for quite a while to be able to analyze builds and just in content what works well, what doesn't work well, including the ability to test companions in terms of what setups are better in terms of damage and healing and whatnot. So the Battle Scrolls add-on is what I'm going to talk about today in this video. So how you find this, as always, you go to your options menu, then go to the very bottom, go to the add-ons, go to Browse Add-ons. And then I always recommend that you alphabetize your add-ons once they load. That'll make it easier to just locate it really quickly. And it's called Battle Scrolls hyphen combat stats and DPS tracking. So this is different than like a Hoarders or something like that. It doesn't display your on-screen immediately damage like those add-ons do. What it does is it will record your log, and then you can locate it after you're finished with the fight and analyze it if you want to do that. So if you go into your add-ons, there's a couple of there's open the scrolls here, and there's settings inside of it. Here you can tell it, uh, there's several different settings here that you can adjust and look into um, based on what you want to do there. But basically, there's a couple of ways you can find your logs. You can go into the add-on itself like this and open into the battle scrolls, and it'll be saved here. One of the settings I do want to go over is how much of data it will save. Um, there is a setting that you can tell it to save um, a large amount, which will save more content that you do, and then you can sell it to just save a smaller amount. I went with a smaller amount personally because I don't want to overload my system. I'm guessing that if you hold on to too much memory there, it could cause issues with the disk usage and whatnot. So I would caution you on going too crazy with um, loading that up too hard. But the other way you can find the logs, other than going into the add-ons, um, this is the main way where you go in to adjust things in your add-ons here. Uh, you can go here to find your log, or the other way is you can go to the journal, and it's at the very bottom of the journal here. So if you're looking at achievements, leaderboards, whatever, it's at the very bottom of this section. It also has your battle scrolls here. So I did a parse before I started the video just to kind of see what it would display. So we're just going to go into that really quickly. This is just on a fun build that I made. I wanted to see what the output would look like. As you can see here on the screen, this gives you kind of a quick overview screen. At the very top of the left there, you'll see that's the overview, and there's some different headers you can go across here. So there's the fight duration, personal DPS. Obviously, when you kill the 21 mil dummy, that's what you're going to get. There's your personal DPS number, and then there's proc settings here. I've got the Adric Spear pass line or class skill line so that it's tracking how many procs of Burning Light I got there. So damage done. This is going to be the detailed one where it gives you by ability how much damage you've done. So on this parse here, my number one damage dealer was Biting Jabs. Gerences was number 2. This is a really fun set to use in content, and it does quite a lot of damage, as you can see. Uh, lightning Flood, Blazing Spear. As you can see, you can go down and track every skill that you have on your bar. Here's how many times I procced Sundered on the dummy. There's Concussion, Overcharged. There's how many times my charged weapon triggered. The glyph, anyway. And then there's the absorb stamina glyph. These two are the glyphs. There's my sundered being activated from the skeletal archer. Light attack damage, heavy attack damage, heavy attack lightning. And then here's damage types. I have mostly physical on this, a little bit of shock, and some magic damage. And then there's a split between direct damage and damage over time, and then also a split between AoE damage and single target. And then also, if you had more targets, it would split this up as well. But because I'm just on the dummy, it shows the one. So you can also filter if you want to. If you only wanted to track the skeletal archer, or I'm guessing you could also track the companion out in an environment. I'll do that in the video just to give an idea of what that is. Um, really quickly, go back in here. There's all encounters, and then you can cycle out a target dummy as well. So then there is damage done, as we looked at, and then self-healing. So if you're a healer, you're going to have tracking on that as well. And then if you want to look at specific effects and uptimes, like if you're keeping buffs up, like Major Courage or something like that, you can track that here as well. So let's port out of here, and we'll go test out the add-on really quickly on an enemy that is close to a way shrine somewhere. And we'll be able to see what it looks like with a companion out. Let's pull out a companion here, and then we'll port to a way shrine that has. Let's go to Dishon. There's some world bosses that are near way shrines there. So this is really exciting news for console, as I said, because we've not had anything like this out in the actual game that we can use. It's been pretty much restrained to just having the target dummies to analyze stuff on. And of course that boss is dead, so we'll have to run down here to the other one really quickly here. Hopefully this, I'll just use this here. So I'm going to block. We'll get Ember to attack these guys. Get a couple of attacks in. Okay. So now we can go into the journal and to the battle scroll, and here we go with our Dishon. So we have 33-second fight and a 53-second fight, and then we've got this. We can filter out. Okay, as you can see here on the overall overview, it's going to show Hurricane Visage, that's Ember. So is the Crystal Blast and the Fire Brigade. Those are all Ember attacking. So there's the duration of the fight, the personal DPS, damage done by target. And so here we can undo just meat and then leave Ember out and confirm that. And then it'll show just Ember's attacks. So she did 3755 DPS, damage done. And then for the damage taken, you can analyze how much damage you took from an enemy, what type of damage it was. This is going to be helpful if you're trying out a new dungeon or trial. You can find out what type of damage you're taking from an enemy, what might be killing you, and maybe beef up on resistances if you're a tank. This will be a good one here for healers. You can keep track of buffs that you're up here as well. Anytime you're doing a tank or a healer, this is going to be a good thing. You can test how much your uptimes are for your buffs on your builds. So I wanted to do a video on this to kind of showcase it a little bit, give you an idea what it looks like, what it does, how to get it, and all that. Give it a try. If you like it, awesome. If you don't like it, you don't have to keep it. You can delete it. But I would recommend not maintaining a large amount of your logs on here. I would recommend you delete them off if you're gonna um, uh, use a lot of it. So because it will eat up some of your memory space. You can lock something if you want to hold on to it. You can lock it so it won't delete. And as you can see, you have to press a specific button to delete the thing. So um, just keep that in mind. There are a lot of settings that you can go through and record. This does even work in PvP. So if you're trying to look at PvP builds out in Cyrodiil or Battlegrounds or Imperial City, this will also work there. Uh, Boss fights, trash fights, you can turn on and off. That way you're only saving certain fights in the game. If you don't want to record dummy fights, then you don't have to do that. You're just looking for your regular DPS number and you don't care about the intricate things. You can turn this off and it won't do that. Here is where you keep your historical size. You can go to extra small and it only keeps a handful of runs up to 5 megabytes. And then you have memory limits of 100 megabytes. So when you get into the large, extra large pools, you're going to have trouble with performance, probably, I would guess. So 70 megabytes is going to have a warning pop up on you probably uh, pretty quickly, and that will disable everything. So um, you're probably going to want to pick a small setup, especially if you're running a lot of add-ons here. I've got quite a few on right now, but it's just because I was just kind of dinking around with add-ons. I wouldn't recommend traditionally running around with this many on, but just so you're aware, this is a new combat metrics add-on. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. I've got over 200 videos on the Elder Scrolls Online organized on my YouTube channel. If you go to my YouTube channel and you go down to my organized playlist, I have everything organized there by subject, add-on videos, tank videos, healer videos, DPS videos, overall guides, all kinds of different things. I even create ESO songs with AI programs. So if you like the game and you think you might like some music to play along with, check out my playlist for my songs. I will put it in the description so that if you're interested, you can just go ahead and click on that and it'll port you right to my playlist. It's got 20 plus songs on there, all fun to listen to while you're playing the game. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.